Hi, I'm about to show you how to make Jack Skellington, and I made a mistake during the recording, and I didn't feel like having to redo the whole thing in order to fix it, so I'm just going to tell you now. When you make his leg, I told you to add 2 bands at the top. Do not add those bands. Take those bands right out. So just do it directly with the black and white doubled all down his leg. Do not put the 2 singles at the top. Okay? Thank you. Hi, it's Yvonne. Okay, let's try this while my little one is sleeping. Today I'm going to make you Jack Skellington, except I'm going to make his head 1 row bigger than this one, just so you have more room for his mouth. But he's somewhat simple. His arms and his legs, you're going to use a whole lot of black and white. I didn't count, so I have no clue. I used big pony beads for his eyes, and there's an extension here which I'll do with you. But his arms and his legs, because his arms are long and his legs are long, so the bands are doubled because he's skinny. So I've already made 1 of each, so I will make the other one to show you how to do it, and then you can pause the video to make the second one. Okay? So let's get started. We're going to grab a black and a white, and it's 2 single bands, and we're going to put it at the top. Then for the rest of the way, it's a black and a white, but we're going to double it. So just give it a twist and put it back over. And remember to push your bands down. Make sure you have a metal hook while looping this one, because it's tight. Here's another double bands, 1 black, 1 white, and we're going to do it again and push the bands down, and we're going to go straight down to the second last peg. Okay, so just keep on going. A black and a white, a black and a white, and we're going to double it. Okay, and for the last one, it's going to be 2 whites for his hand. So 2 white, and we're still going to double it. And push it down. And then we're going to cap this one with the white and twist it 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you have 4 loops, and then you push it down, and we're going to do it again with a single white. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to grab your hook, and you're going to go under the cap band, and make sure you grab all those bands and just pull them up and onto itself. But do it very carefully so that you don't break your bands or your hook in the process. And just straightforward. And if you come into any tension, just put your hook around and release it. And then I'm going to use the back of my hook, and I'm just going to take it off. Okay, so there you have his arm. And now you can pause the video and make another one. And then just put it aside for later. Okay, now we're going to do his leg, which is the same thing. We're going to take a black and a white and just put it at the top. And for his leg, obviously it's longer than his arm, so you're going to go all the way down with a black and a white, and it's going to be doubled. Okay, once we get to the bottom, we have to do a bit of an extension for the leg. So I'm going to use the middle. So I'm going to take another black and a white, and we're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4. So start right here. And again, it's still being doubled. And then we're going to take another black and a white. And another black and a white. And then for the bottom one, we're going to do 2 black. And push the bands down. And then we're going to take a single black, and we're going to wrap it to have 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then push it down, and then grab another one and do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's for his shoes. And then we're going to take our hook, and we're going to go under the cap band. Make sure you grab all the bands and carefully pull them up and onto itself. Okay, now we're going to take that off. It's very tight, so be very careful. Okay, so for the extension, we're just going to add it right here. Okay, so now you can pull his leg back a little so you can see, and stick your hook down. just to make sure you can grab all those loops and then just pull them up and onto itself. And then just go straight to the top. Very carefully and take your time so you don't break your bands or your hook. It is quite tight. And if you get tension, just put your hook around and release it. And I'm going to use the back of my hook, and I'm going to take it off. Okay, and there's his leg. You stretch it out, and then you can pause the video and make the second one. And I'm going to put it aside for later. Okay, so now we're going to do his head. I think I only used 2 bands, so we're going to use 2 white and go down the center. 2 white, go off to the side. 2 white, go off to the other side and push your bands down. 2 white. And like I said, I'm going to go 1 extra, so we're going to do 3 and then turn into the center peg. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And now we're going to come down the middle. And I'm going to use 3 bands for his neck. Okay. And then for his face, I'm going to do an extension to make it go rounder. So it's going to use the layering effect. So I'm going to take 2 bands to the top, 2 bands coming down, 2 bands coming down, and 2 bands coming down. And then you're going to do the same to the other side. Sorry, my bands are overlapping. Okay, and then down here we're going to put a holding band, 1 single band across all 3 pegs. Okay, and then you can push the bands down, and then you can take another band because we got to cap that. So just for 3 loops. So 1, 2, 3. And then do the other side. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to put 1 single band across all 3. And up here it's another single band across all 3. Excuse me. Sorry, I still have a cold. Okay, so you're going to go inside that capping band and you're just going to grab the top 2 bands for the extension. Make sure you don't grab the holding bands because that wouldn't be good. And straight to the top. And then go into the other side and do the same thing. Okay, now you can use your hook and go inside and just pull these up and over. Just don't pull the bottom one or the one at the very top because you don't want it to come apart and come off. So I'm just pulling it to the side to get it out of the way for doing the face. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So that it keeps the holding bands in the same spots. Okay. And my beads are running away. I have 2 black pony beads for his eyes. So I'm just going to use the white and just push it through both of them. And we're going to put them here. And I'm going to take this top band here and just pop it over the top peg so his eyes stay where you want them to. And he doesn't have a nose, and we do a mouth later, so we'll do all that after. So now we can go and do his body. So for his shoulders, you're just going to take, it's all double bands with a black and a white. And then don't forget to push your bands down. Okay, down the middle, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 times with 2 white bands. And then down the sides, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. and then back to black and white for the middle, and we're going to do that twice. Okay, then we're going to take a black band and we're going to go here, up and over and down, and push the bands down. He's kind of bulky at the top, I'm pretty sure I put. Okay, we're going to do the layering effect again. So, sorry, I'm kind of figuring him out as I'm going along. So we're going to do a black and white up here. One, two, I'm just going to do it 3 times. So black and white on the other side. Because down here he is skinny. So for here I'm going to take a black band and I'm going to double it. Okay, and then for up here we're just going to take one band, and one band, and then on these pegs here we're going to cap it 1, 2, 3, so there's 3 loops. 1, oops, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, so there's 3 loops. And then, so his arms don't end up looking funny, I am going to add his arms. Because with the layering technique, for some reason the arms end up looking funny if you put them on afterwards. So I'm just going to put them on now. And push the bands down. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to loop up the extension. So just put your hook under the capping band and under the holding band, and just pull up the top 2 bands. Make sure you don't touch the bottom ones yet. Do the same thing to the other side. Okay, now you can do the same thing we did with his face. Don't touch this one. And use your hook and just pull them to the side to get them out of the way. And don't touch this one or it'll come off. Same with the other side, you just put your hook in and pull it to the side. Okay, and now you can two, three. Okay, sorry, I'm going to take these ones off and we're going to go down one more. Okay, so this one is not going to be doubled, it's going to be a half twist. So I'll just do that, twist it, and put it back to the middle. This one will be doubled. And this one, you're just going to zip it up and over onto that side. And now we can add his legs. And push the bands down. Okay, and now we're ready for looping. So you're just gonna go under the leg bands. Make sure you don't grab the holding band and just loop it up. In the middle, you can just loop it up. Under the other leg, just grab the bottom two bands and loop it up. Okay, and it's pretty straightforward. You could just okay, when you get to his shoulder, we want the white on top, so we have to loop his shoulders first. So just pull that straight to the middle and push bands down. Do the same on the other side. And now you can loop up the middle. Check and make sure you've connected everything so your thing doesn't fall apart on you. Then you can go into his neck. So now for his neck we have to do this because he has a bat, and I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet, so this is my quick fix. So I'm going to grab a black band and wrap it around till you get 4 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do that twice. So here's another one, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to go under all these bands, and don't forget the neck band is 3. Make sure you get all 3 and pull them up. And then you're going to take these black bands and just slide them on. Like that. And then you can connect the neck. Okay, and it's straightforward for his face. So you just go in, grab the top 2 bands, goes to the middle, grab the next 2 bands, goes to the left, grab the next 2 bands, goes to the right. And you can just loop up wherever you want. If you get tension, just release it with your hook. Don't forget to push your bands down. sorry, I missed one. I'm just going to move that back for a minute. Loop the corner of that one, and then loop my middle. There you go, and then you check your work to make sure everything is looped. I like to finish with 2 bands, so I'm going to use 2 white. And I'm going to put my hook under all these bands. Grab those 2 white, and we're going to pull them up. And the 2 closest to you, just pop over and tie off. And then I'm going to take the back of my hook and just take him off. There, push his eyes through. Stretch him out a little bit. If bands aren't cooperating, just give them a little tug and they'll go right where they're supposed to be. I see I have a couple loose bands down here. There, and he's got nice long legs. Okay, if you find this spot too loose, you could I don't know, he seems fine. His arms are somewhat cooperating. Just give him a little twist so that it brings his arms down. Okay, and you can do the same thing with his legs. Give them a little twist so that they can bend the right way. And then these are his shoes, so you can just twist them so they look like feet. Okay, now you can keep these loops if you want, or you can hide them. To hide them, you just go in the back and stick your hook through some loops, grab them, and pull them down. Okay, so now we have to do this little part. So you're just going to take a band, and as I find my scissors, cut it, take another band, cut it, take your hook there should be like a hole. Just shove it through there. I do one band at a time just so they'll point in different directions instead of doing the same thing. Okay, and then do it again. And pull another one through. And the same thing, I just kind of pull it so it twists forward. You can keep them long if you want. I don't usually like them that long, so I tend to trim them a little bit. And you can put either 2 or 3. I like it with just the 2. Okay, now I'm going to take another band. I'm going to cut it. And we're going to do his mouth. Now that there's lots of room for his mouth, you can just shove the thing through the back, wherever you want the mouth to start. And pull this band through. Okay, however long you want it, because then you can just poke through. Okay, and you can grab a band and just pull it through. And there's his mouth. Just watch the bands at the back so that they don't. Okay. So this you can control a little bit with some more bands that you can just cut, because he's got kind of like lines that go through his mouth, so put as many as you want. So I'll just go like this. To pull another band through. And you can go down to the bottom somewhere. Here, I'm going to use my smaller hook. Let's see where we're going here. Do that. You pull this one down. And you can pull it through. I don't like it there. I'll try it again. Okay, pull this band down, pull it through. It does not want to cooperate with me today. It's third time's a charm. There we go. Okay. That's a good way to get him to smile too, because you could just pull his mouth down a little. And then stick your hook in again. Let's see if I can get another one out of this band. So you can just pull the band up and through. And then you find a spot underneath his mouth. bring the band down and pull the band through. And you just kind of keep doing that until you get as many stitches as you want him to have. Okay, and then somewhere along the bottom of his mouth. Oops. And then you can go in again, grab band, up. Be careful you don't pull your other bands out in the process. And you stick this back in. Okay, this one, I'm not sure if it's going to cooperate or poke back out, so I'm just going to tuck it in a little in the middle of my mouth there. If any of the bands are too long at the back, you can just cut them a little shorter, which I'll probably do to my next one because I want another one by the corner of his mouth. Where does it keep going? There we go. Butterfingers. Okay, then I can just stick this in somewhere over here. Go. So like that, the band's too long, I'll just clip it. And this one, I'll clip it a little bit. And it's turning the wrong way, so I'm just gonna go under a band and I'm just gonna weave it so that it's in the middle of the back of the head. And then I usually grab a black marker because he is supposed to be like a skull, right? They don't really have a nose, but they got little holes. So just like I did with this jack, I just put a couple little lines in the middle of the bands where you think his nose should be. And it doesn't have to be perfect because he's supposed to be dead after all. just like that. Oh, my marker's acting a little retarded. There we go. And there you have him, Jack Skellington. Okay, so I hope you like him. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be making more tutorials. It just takes time because of my little guy. But anyways, I hope I hope you like him. Thanks for watching. Bye.